If you're a manual therapist, a physiotherapist, an osteopath, a sports therapist or deep tissue massage therapist, and you're interested in sports injuries and sports rehab, then you must make sure that you stay with me for the duration of this short 10-minute video. And it's particularly important if you ever find towards the end of the day that you're getting aches and pains in your shoulders, your back, your hands, or even your thumbs. If you use deep tissue work a lot, the problem can be looking after yourself. The second thing is we've got all your CPD needs covered with no travel, no time off work, so you're going to save a lot of money. It's convenient, more economical, with quality content that will teach you new hands-free techniques which will help keep you fit and healthy. And if that wasn't enough, you're also going to get me, because there's nobody in this industry that will break things down and explain them better than I do. Sports Rehab Academy is all about providing a valuable online CPD training solution, providing support, inspiration and education for manual therapists like you who want to increase your knowledge and understanding of sports injuries and rehab. That's what we're all about, sports injuries and rehab. If you're a sports therapist, a massage therapist, a personal trainer transitioning into sports massage, a physio, an osteo, looking to master sports rehab, then Sports Rehab Academy is built for you. All our content is online, but don't worry, it's all completely 100% practical. It's all video, so there's no boring slideshows and everything's broken down into short, easy to digest modules that you can work your way through at your own pace, in your own time, from the comfort of your own sofa or clinic room. Because it's online, you can access the content 24/7 at a time that suits you and your schedule. You can even do it in your underpants on a Sunday afternoon.
So even if I'm interrupted when I'm watching a certain tutorial, I can pick it up on my iPhone later on. I can watch it on a computer. It's very easily accessible. I don't need to go anywhere in order to access the information. It's right there in my hand. So I find it really, really easy to use.
When we're working with sports injuries, deep tissue techniques come into it a lot, but the problem with deep tissue is looking after yourself. So if you often finish your day with aches and pains, listen up. It doesn't have to be that way. This is really important. As a manual therapist, you are your business, and the absolute last thing you need to be worrying about is picking up an injury in your thumbs, your wrists, or your shoulders. Take a minute to think about the impact and the reality of getting a repetitive strain injury in your job. Most of us are self-employed, right? It can be a disaster for your income if you have to take time off to rest an injury that's likely to just reoccur again when you start treating. So a massive part of what we cover at Sports Rehab Academy is hands-free techniques, ways to safeguard and protect those thumbs and wrists, especially when working on big chunky clients. Learning how to get comfortable using your forearms and elbows, learning how to use your body correctly and to look after your own posture and use your body weight as much as possible rather than just your upper body strength. Often when we do our training as manual therapists, we have lots and lots of different tools in our box that we can use. Soft tissue work, deep tissue work, or exercise prescription. But often the step that's missing in our training is for somebody to break that down and say, right, for this type of injury or this type of sport, this is what you should do. This is what will get the results the fastest. This is how you should build up the rehab plan. It's that step-by-step information that you're going to get at Sports Rehab Academy, so you can immediately use it with your clients. Do you ever get stuck with a tricky case and end up trying to research it yourself, bouncing around the internet, spending ages looking for relevant information? A new member recently said to us, "I was impressed. Much better than the ones on YouTube that I've often tried to watch. I found it to be both informative and something I can put into practice straight away." So you see, Sports Rehab Academy has done all the hard work for you, and once you're signed up, it's really easy to use. Everything's divided up into categories by injury. So you're seeing a runner with a sore hamstring tomorrow, go straight to our acute hamstring tutorial.
Yeah, it's really, really easy to use. So it's very clear what you're clicking through, what comes first, what comes next. You can stop in the middle, you can keep going, you can refer back, which I find very, very helpful, especially because once I've learned something, I don't necessarily remember it. So I can always go back and pick up
Getting your CPD done can be an expensive and time-consuming process. You may have to travel some distance from home, super early starts to avoid the traffic, you've got the expense of the travel, a hotel stay, taking a day out of clinic, not seeing clients that day can be a major added cost, childcare. Sports Rehab Academy means avoiding all those hassles and gives you the ability to have the confidence that no matter what sports injury comes in the door, you've got all the tools in your box to handle it. You've got that confidence. That's one of the main reasons so many therapists are joining Sports Rehab Academy, because I know that that's your ultimate job satisfaction, to get great outcomes for your clients, and we make that possible, easier and more straightforward for you. I'm the creator of Sports Rehab Academy. My name's Nicola McLennan. I'm a registered osteopath and I work in North West London. I've been working with sports injuries for 15 years now. I cut my teeth with acute sports injuries working with Gaelic footballers and hurlers doing pitch-side assistance. I've worked with rugby players, footballers, golfers, tennis players, badminton players, powerlifters, weightlifters, dancers, and most recently with many different types of martial artists and stunt action performers. So you name it, I've done it. Over the years I've always had associates working for me who I guide and mentor. So I'm used to breaking things down and explaining my thought processes about what I do and why I do it in a step-by-step and understandable way. I am an osteopath, but this course is not for somebody looking for information on manipulative therapy. That's a whole different kettle of fish. This is about sports rehab and how to effectively diagnose, treat and rehab sports injuries. Well, you might be thinking, well, it's all online. Well, yes, it is, because that means you can access it when you need it 24/7. Whenever a tricky case comes in, no more waiting for a course. It's tremendously convenient. And hey, it's the 21st century. You might be worried that it might be too advanced because we're so specialised in sports rehab. Well, let me again put your mind at rest. It doesn't matter what stage you come at this from, providing you've a background in manual therapy, whether it be a massage pathway or a graduate pathway, you'll be fine. You might be wondering if it's any good. Well, again, don't worry about that. I promise you this is the best teaching anywhere in the UK. And anyway, you can try it out with complete confidence with our 100% money back guarantee. Once you've signed up, you'll find that we've got stacks and stacks of great info and content for you to view at your own time and your own pace. So no more content overload, no more scribbling down notes on a course that you struggle to understand later, because it's all videoed. You can view the tutorials again and again as many times as you feel is necessary. And don't forget, it features those hands-free techniques so you can look after yourself as a practitioner. Now, we're offering some wonderful bonuses for folk who sign up at the moment. The one what we're extremely excited to announce is live call-ins. So if you view a tutorial and you've got a question, you can just go ahead and ask me for help. Or if you're a bit stuck with a client and you've tried this, that and the other and you're running out of ideas, you can go ahead and ask me on the call. The other great thing about the live call-ins is if you're with a governing body that requires CPD to have interaction with other professionals, we call it with learning with others in osteopathy, then these calls count towards that as well. So you're going to get an extra 90 minutes of CPD every month. We vary the time and day of the call every month, so if you can't make one month, you should be able to make the next. Or even better, if you can't make the call, just submit your question in advance and I'll still answer it. The calls will be recorded for you, so you can watch it back when it's convenient for you. And this back catalogue of calls adds massive value to your membership. So let's recap exactly what you get as a member of Sports Rehab Academy. Video tutorials taking you through the diagnosis, treatment and rehab of a wide variety of sports injuries. Some of the topics covered include glute medius explained, anterior knee pain, acute hamstring strains, chronic hamstring strains, Achilles tendonitis, ankle strains, active warm-ups, core programs, foam rolling, the list goes on. What's more, each and every injury tutorial contains hands-free techniques, taping and strapping, and where appropriate, exercise programs. If you're new to hands-free techniques, we even have dedicated tutorials such as hands-free techniques for the shoulders. And we add new content every month. Included also are the monthly live call-ins for you to get those questions answered or get help with tricky cases. No more getting stuck and trying to figure it all out by yourself. This membership program is designed to save you masses of time and money. No time off work, no travel costs, no content overload, 24/7 access, live call-ins, done for you rehab programs and hands-free techniques.
As a self-employed professional, I find the Sports Rehab Academy a very, very useful tool, especially in consideration of the short amount of time that I got available. So you find everything in one place and explained in a very competent way, and it's definitely a tool that I would recommend to any single colleague. As a manual therapist, I have found the hands-on technique very, very useful, as I've been carrying injuries for a long time, and these techniques have been extremely useful for my practice.
Now, you probably expect a program like this to be expensive. Well, how does $5.99 sound for the first month? Because that's the price, and it comes with a complete 30-day money-back guarantee. So you can test the whole thing out for just over a £5. Can't even buy a round of drinks for that nowadays. After your first month, your subscription is £35 a month. I know some people are reluctant to make a reoccurring payment on a monthly basis, and that's okay too, because for the price of a single standard course, you can just get an annual subscription, and you just pay a one-off fee of £350. The other reason to join now is you'll get the rest of 2016 for free. Choosing our annual subscription means no more reoccurring payments. You have come across the best and most useful place on the internet for anyone who is serious about dealing with sports injuries. So come along and give us a try, and I'll see you on the other side.